Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Telly Talks. And today we're going to be talking censorship. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask of you if I've earned your subscription to subscribe down below. Hit that red subscribe button. Hit all on the notification bells. Like, comment, share. Do all that beautiful stuff. I appreciate everyone who's been coming by, subscribing. It really means a lot to me. But let's get this foundation that we've gotten and keep going forward. Share. You don't have to share every video if you don't want. Share some videos that you think your friends on other sites might like. Uh, but yeah, let's get into it. Censorship. I don't really have to have. I don't really have too many notes. Um, Written down. A lot of this is just going to come from my inner thoughts. But recently, I would have to say about a week ago, Disney Plus removed three movies from their kids' children's line: Peter Pan, Aristocats, and Dumbo. Now, this is not the first time Disney has removed movies or not released movies due to certain images and sites and conversations had in these older movies based on caricatures of um, non-Americans. So, I do remember, if I'm trying to remember if it was the Aristocats movie. There's this one scene where it's Siamese cats, but they're kind of acting what you think an Asian person would act like or sound like. Um, what like I'm not meaning to make fun of anyone myself, but they would talk like, yeah, 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 like what an American would think that a Chinese person or Asian person would act without getting any real sort of knowledge ahead of time. Peter Pan has been accused of not treating or showing indigenous people well. Um, Mainly Tiger Lily and her father, the chief. They kind of made him out to be like savages. Dumbo, I'm not too sure right off the tip of my head why Dumbo might have been taken off. But there was an old movie by the name of Song of the South, and that movie kind of referenced a lot of uh, black culture, if you think about it, with the Jim Crows, the animated crows rolling around. That was a reference to Jim Crow era. Um, the reference to a character called Tar Baby, which was a racial slur towards black children. Um, I don't, and anyone watching this, I'm not condoning that language. Uh, I'm just repeating the language that was used. I don't have any ill intent behind any of these phrases or anything like that. I'm just trying to put forth these things, these points that other people are making, and bringing it to you. Um, there's always been censorship though in art. There's always like been governments and religious groups and special interest groups always trying to do some sort of censorship. And we used to get like people would do book burnings of old books. People would want, for instance, the book To Kill a Mockingbird to be banned because of the use of racial slur that starts with the letter N. That's in it. Um, Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. There was a character called uh, N-word Jim, and No, that was not the official name. N word Jim. It was not. That wasn't written in the book. N word Jim. Mark Twain didn't write that. You can assume what the N word is. It's not the word not. It's not the word never. It's not the word. It's that racial slur that people use against African Americans, black people. You know. Um, so you even had a character by the name of that in a Mark Twain book, and most people think that Mark Twain, Clemens, is a great author, and in many regards he is. But you have to take the context of when he was living into consideration in a sense. A lot of things in hindsight you look back on, and people can lose themselves in the present and not really realize what they're doing is wrong in hindsight until they look back on it and realize I could have had a different approach on that. And sometimes people are just on purpose jerks, and don't care about how they present themselves. They're going to make sure that you know what they're about. And that's always been a hard thing to try to. The intent of someone just truly ignorant about what they're doing and will change when learning about that certain words can pull triggering emotions in others. I'm under the belief that we should have unlimited freedom of speech. I think that we should have. I lean more towards having unlimited rights as opposed to no rights. And with that being said, I believe that everyone has a right to do whatever they want to do. Okay, and say whatever they want to say. You want to go around and donate to charity all day long. Go right ahead. If you want to go out and donate your time to charities, go right ahead. If you want to sit around all day doing shopping online, and it's not hurting your family's need to eat or survive, go right ahead. You want to paint a naked woman and a naked man, go right ahead. Um, but as much as we have unlimited rights to do whatever we want or say, you have to expect that that other person has a right to respond accordingly. And you can't be surprised that in your head you're going to say this. For instance, you say you get into an argument with someone outside over something that could have been prevented, right? And you let your emotions get the best of you, and you decide to call them a racial slur or call them some sort of curse word or whatever like that. Uh, Feel free to go right ahead and do that. In my logic, you have an unlimited right to do that. Go right ahead and call that Asian person a racial slur, or black person, or Latin person, or white person a racial slur. But don't be surprised that there's a reaction back toward you. You know what I mean? They have then the right to respond accordingly to you if you're doing something along those lines and not trying to just use logic and an argument or a debate with someone that you're going to go right to negativity. Well, people can get negative and you can run into the wrong person any given time. There's always going to be someone quicker than you, smarter than you, faster than you, and you put yourself in a lot of negative situations because of not wanting to censor yourself. And, just be aware of that, um, of possible reactions happening. But I'm talking more along the lines of censorship in arts and literature. Um, that's kind of where my focus is at right now. I'm firmly convinced that we need certain types of entertainment to push the boundaries, to push our own moral compass as a society, as individuals, to question if this is something that should be normalized. if someone makes a movie that's trying to normalize, let's say, pedophilia, I bet you that won't go over too well because societal views look down on pedophilia, you know. Um, but then again, what's the limit? Because I've recently heard a story how a YouTuber, he's 19, he does Minecraft videos. I forget the name of him right now, but he's trying to get people trying to cancel him because he had a 17-year-old girlfriend, and it's like trying to cancel someone because he's 19 and has a 17-year-old girlfriend. Okay, I don't know why you would want to cancel someone like that. Um, that 17-year-old, right, can get into college and can take out a $20,000 loan, $30,000 loan, $50,000 loan, and they have the cognitive sense to do that, but they don't have a cognitive sense to understand that they're dating a 19-year-old. If we're talking about like a 35-year-old dating a 17-year-old, or even if she was 19 herself and he was 35, there's some questions that got to be asked, at least on what is it you have in common and this and that. Uh, how'd you guys even meet? That type of stuff. A 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, man, that's you're a senior in high school and she's a sophomore. You know how many times I've seen that in my life? I had a friend in my own high school that was a senior in the senior class with me, and his girlfriend was 16 at the time, and he turned 18, and then she turned 17. And it's like, should he really be going to jail or getting labeled a sex offender because his girlfriend, who's a willing participant in the relationship, um, gets, that she's still 17, he's 18. Come on. Like in that regards. There's a lot of nuances that go on with these situations instead of just always rushing to an automatic assumption. Um, we see things like Cinemax. When I grew up, Cinemax had these late hour movies and shows. That were naughty shows, adult content, and that nookie time. Is that any different than the Venus de Milo statue, where her bosoms are exposed? Um, yeah, granted, you can just be nude and not necessarily have it be a sexual act that you're doing. There's plenty of tutorials, let's say, of women trying to test themselves for lumps in their breast. It's not a sexual act, but you need to be kind of at least topless for that. You know what I mean? Um, where's where's the indecency start and end? You know what I mean? I get that. It depends on how you look at sex. It depends on how you look at uh, a woman's liberation of her body. You know what I mean? It's her body. If she wants to show it in what you may think is a derogatory way, is not necessarily a derogatory way to her. To her, it's a freeing experience, and she's also supplementing her income. Um, that if you're gonna do these things anyway, make some money off of it, I guess, where you're providing for your family. It all really depends on what your life experiences are, where you come from, how you were raised, and at some point you take those experiences of who raised you and how you were raised, and then you try to meet new people as you get older so you can get a varied point of uh, perspective. Try to meet as many people as you can because I'm approaching my mid 40s, and I can tell you what I thought was uh, my lines in the sand at 18 are not that at 44 currently at the time of this recording. What I thought was important at 30 is not important anymore now. What I thought was important at 25 isn't important now. I still have my same interest and my same goal in my mind where I want to go, but there's a lot of things that I thought I would never change my mind about, and I have because of the people I met and the perspective they bring. So when you're asking yourself if the content you're looking at, if the piece of art you're looking at, painting, movie, song, before you automatically assume it's provocative, or you automatically assume it needs to be put on some ban list or a censorship list, why don't you ask yourself, why are you automatically opposed to that song or video or content? Um, is it because you believe in something that you're trying to impose that will on other people? Well, that's not right either. You trying to impose your views on other people. You can let people know why you view that the way you do, but to try to impose your will and make people feel bad that they don't feel what you feel, you're just turning into what you hate the most, which is a bully and a tyrant. Because you wouldn't want someone to turn around to you and call what your interests are garbage or indecent. You know what I mean? Um, Always just try to keep that in mind because really through uh, only do we not only do we achieve unity through diversity, we achieve a greater sense of who we are as people. And really that's the goal of us is to figure out who we are as a civilization, find out what our interests are, find out why we feel the way we feel, and work towards certain goals down the road. And it's okay to not like something. It's okay to like something. Just don't ever make someone else feel stupid for not liking or liking that thing. That's the whole point of art is it's subjective to our emotions, our experiences, and we're supposed to uh, build on that, not take down. You know, one thing I try to teach my son is that these hands are meant for creating, building, not tearing down and destroying. We have way too many ways to destroy each other, kill each other, destroy property, make each other feel like garbage. It's time to really start building each other up. And yeah, really, that's just my overall views of censorship and some of the things I may derive from that topic. Um, Give me your comments down below on what you feel what I've said. Did I miss any points? Do you disagree with any points I've made? Uh, Leave it down below in the comment section. I'm always up for a friendly, healthy debate, you know. And later on, I'm going to be doing my WandaVision episode 3 review. Uh, and so pay attention to when that comes out. Give me a view on that. Do all the beautiful YouTube stuff on this, like, comment, share, subscribe. And until next time, peace, Snookums.